Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ProBody Lifestyle Podcast. My name is Melissa Prochuk, and I'm here with my lovely husband, Janusz Prochuk.
Hey, everybody.
We are starting our podcast. If you know us well, you will know that we have wanted to start this podcast for years, right?
Honestly, it's been in my goals for probably the last 5 years, maybe even longer. We've been doing...
Honestly.
Yeah. I think, honestly, since I started the business 10 years ago, it would have been within the first 2 or 3 years.
Days.
I really wanted to start a podcast, and I just haven't. So here's us today. We set it for our goals this year, and we were just like, you know what? We can't go the first week of the year without taking action towards our goal. So for my birthday last year, we ended up getting these lovely mics, which was amazing. That was in September. So even from September...
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
We've still procrastinated on starting the podcast.
No. It's not just since September. I was cleaning our bookshelf the other day and this book popped out, and it's my 2022 journal. How embarrassing is this? My goal in 2022 was to start the ProBody Lifestyle Podcast, which is insane. That's 4 years ago now, which means we have procrastinated and dreamt of this for 4 years, or in your case, 10 years. So we are just taking messy action today. So if it sounds a little odd, if something doesn't work, if we sound like we're talking over each other, we're just getting used to this, everyone. So yeah, this is our first episode, so we're very excited.
Yeah, we just wanted to take messy action. So if you're looking at this on YouTube or you're watching a video version, you'll see that we've just literally smacked a fold-out table.
Yes.
We've got our laptops out. We've got the mics plugged into my laptop. So we're just trying to figure this out. But
yeah, we're not in a fancy studio. We're just in the ProBody HQ headquarters here.
Yeah.
And we're just taking action and finally doing all the things we said we were going to do. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. But before that, Janusz, what is our podcast about?
yeah, so the ProBody Lifestyle Podcast, it's really our way of letting you into our conversations that we have, where we always talk about how we can help live lives that we love. Just, we find that if we feel ourselves,
That's right. It's first episode. We're allowed to make mistakes here, guys. We can't edit this, or we may actually be able to, but we're not going to.
No.
Let's just do it. We're going to keep it in.
So we find that when we fill our cup first, we're able to pour into others better. And so we find that the ProBody Lifestyle is all about filling your cup first so that you can be the best human possible and be able to change the lives of those around you, whether you're a parent or whether you're a boss and you've got employees, whoever you are. We find that if you fill your cup first, then you're just a better person in general. So the ProBody Lifestyle Podcast is really just our way of giving you more information, breaking through all of the confusion you see online in longer than the 1 minute snippets that Instagram allows, because those sound bites, while they can be good, it's very hard to really teach and educate or learn anything that's actually useful to transforming your life, because there's just not much context when you've only got a 1 minute to explain something.
No, I totally agree. And we always talk about how we have such great discussions with our clients in their weekly check-ins. We have really great discussions on our date nights. And we're like, this would be a great podcast. People need to listen to what we're saying. And we really just want to teach you how to live the ProBody lifestyle. And this podcast isn't just about fitness and health. Yes, there will be a big aspect around that area, but we also want to be talking about things like nutrition, our relationship, friendships, fertility and pregnancy, finances, faith, mindset, motivation, so much more, because that is what entails the entire ProBody lifestyle. That's how you become the best of the best.
And it's just well-rounded. Honestly, when you try and pursue a single goal, we find that if one of the other areas gets out of balance or you let it fall too much, it's kind of like juggling balls.
Yeah.
Like if you want to juggle one of those areas high and you're like, you know what, this year I want to dedicate it to fitness, or maybe it's finances for you and you just want to really just hammer hard with your business or just have some professional goals, you can start to toss that ball higher, but you can't let the other ones drop. And so we always talk about this concept of having the 5 F's of your life, which is having your faith, your family and your friends, your fitness, your finances, and having fun.
That's my favorite one.
Having fun. But we find that you need all 5 of those areas.
Yes.
You can prioritize one and really try and juggle that one, throw it up higher, but you can't let the other ones fall too low. You got to keep juggling those ones as well, while still prioritizing that other one. So we find that when people are trying to, go on a fitness endeavor and change their life, starting with their body. We find that's a great way to do it. The thing is that if they let some of those other areas fall too low, sometimes that is what's causing the stress or the anxiety in their life that is impacting the way that they eat or the way that they can show up to the gym and actually, focus on a good workout.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And another way to look at that is we find when our clients start to do really well in their fitness and health, all the other areas start to get better, improve. And that's the best thing when clients start to be like, wow, I got that promotion at work now because I'm more confident in my body. I left that relationship. Now I'm in a better relationship. Whatever it is, like those 5 key points that we really follow in the ProBody Lifestyle is the most important. And that's what we really want to teach you throughout this podcast. So we're very excited. This podcast is going to be short, quick episodes, especially because I've taken my Invisalign retainers out for this episode because I didn't want to have a lisp. So we really have to keep these under like 15 to 20 minutes. Otherwise my teeth aren't going to be straight. So...
Yeah, and let us know if you guys want longer ones.
Yes.
Let us know if you want some longer episodes. But our intention is really to keep them short and snappy, actionable, to respect your time, and to give you guys the most valuable in 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, that's what sorry to interrupt you. We're still learning, but that's what we like to listen to.
Yeah.
I do like those long episodes sometimes, but with podcasts, sometimes I just want to open a podcast and I want it to punch me in the face. I want it to be like, hey, here's the motivation. This is what you need to know. And then go. Do you feel the same?
I do.
Yeah. Good. Well, what are we speaking about today?
Well, today, for the start of the year, we find that a lot of people set goals, and even you've probably go into parties and just talking with everybody, hearing what their goals are. And one of the things that I've been finding is I've been asking people, okay, so that's what your goal is, but how are you going to achieve it? And a lot of the answers that I'm getting from people is just, oh, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And it just baffles me how people set so many goals, and it's like no wonder so many people don't hit their goals because they're well-intentioned. They spend all this great time creating amazing vision boards and, getting clear, writing lists of all the things that they want to achieve. Yeah. But we find that so many people, they just leave it there and they just don't take the time to figure out how to actually achieve each of those goals. And that's really what sets them up for failure throughout the year.
Yeah, I think there's the magic in the air of a new year is very motivating, but we can all kind of fall into that trap of being like, yes, I've had some time off right now. I've made a vision board. I've had time off work, so I feel really relaxed. And this is a great time to think about this dream future that I want to have. But as soon as we're all back into the swing of things in a few weeks, that magic dies down. And we really want to teach you all how to push past that magic dying off and actually achieving your goals in 2026, because I know we've fallen short to this in the past. I know I have goals in this journal from 4 years ago that I still haven't achieved, but something, I don't know if it's just me, but something feels different about this year. I don't know if it's that I've just decided that 2026 is going to be a great year. And I think once you make that decision, you go all in. And that's why we are literally here. What's the date today? The 3rd of January, 2026.
Yeah, we're not waiting long this year.
No,
we're getting straight to it.
Literally, we got home from Bondi and we're like, let's film our podcast today.
Yep.
Let's get this white table out. Let's plug our mics into Janosch's computer. Let's just put our camera up. If you're watching us, hello. And let's just start. And we're going to get better at this. We're going to get better at talking. We're going to get better at our conversations, having different guests on the podcast. We're going to see what you all want to hear. But right now, I think the best step, like I feel like the adrenaline's pumping through me right now because I'm so excited that we've started this, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good when you have goals and you take steps towards it.
Yes.
It's amazing the momentum you get. And a lot of my clients, they ask me this, like, how do you maintain motivation and momentum for your workouts and to achieve whatever you're trying to do? Yeah. And I always tell them that momentum is like, motivation is just momentum for humans,
yes.
Right? So motivation, like the way you develop momentum is if you've just got a car and it's just sitting there, there is no momentum. It's not moving.
Yeah.
And the way you give an object momentum is by putting the effort in, just ripping the Band-Aid off and just start pushing it. And then when you start pushing it,
once
when
those
you start
wheels
moving,
are turning,
then it starts to build momentum. And then it's just about keeping the action, keeping it going, because starting is the hardest part when you're trying to push a car or when you're trying to get momentum. But once you've got momentum, it literally carries you forward. It helps you to keep going.
I love that analogy. And that's another thing, guys. We have a lot of fantastic analogies you can use for your everyday life in this podcast. So strap in because we've got a lot coming your way.
Well, let's rip into it. So
yeah, let's do it.
Like we were saying, the biggest mistake we see a lot of people make is they just set their goals, but then they don't make a plan of how to fulfill it.
Yes.
So the biggest thing I think that we find with our clients, the ones who succeed versus the ones who fall off and they don't succeed in hitting their goals, the biggest thing that we notice is what we're going to go through today, which is their execution systems. So everybody sets goals. Everyone's got their vision board or their version of it, their lists of what they want to achieve. But the thing that is different between people who are successful in hitting their goals versus people who aren't is the execution systems. 100%. So that's what we want to take you through.
Yeah, I've had so many discussions with people, especially on social media in the last few weeks, because I've been very vocal about my vision for 2026. And I think there's a strength in sharing that. You don't have to share everything about your life, but I think once you declare it and put it out there, it really keeps you accountable. So it's really like it started a lot of discussions with people, and I've been checking in on people and they've made their pretty vision boards. But the things we're going to talk about today are the things that I've told a lot of people to make sure that they do those things. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pretty vision board on their desk for the whole year, or their desktop, or a list on their, on their desk for the rest of the year. And then December's going to come around and they're going to be like, oh, wow, I ticked none of these off this year. It's just another year that looks exactly like the year before. And we're not about that life. We are going to finish this year, all of us. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're a part of our crew. We are going to finish this year going, wow, I actually achieved the goals that I wanted to achieve this year. So we have some great key points and some tips on how we really believe you can achieve those goals in 2026. So
we've got 5 steps.
5 steps. I like that. It's very clear. It's very, easy to follow.
5 steps. Well, Mel, why don't you take us through step 1?
Oh, yes. Number 1 is me. Wow. Okay. So step 1 is obviously setting your goals. And we've We've written a few key points about just some things that help us. Like, I'm not just writing, and what I did in 2022 is I literally just wrote a list of 22 things I want to achieve that year. But this year I was very strategic with how I set my goals. So my first step was reflecting on last year. Why didn't I achieve those goals in the last few years? And that's a really key thing to do, because we're all the same. Like, I am me, right? My identity of Melissa, I act a certain way. I do things the exact same way most times, right? So what makes me think that I'm already going to change everything next year if I haven't reflected on the habits and the reasons why I didn't achieve them in 2025? And that's another key point, is looking at what stopped me last year and what distractions I had that stopped me achieving those goals. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's a huge point. And I think that a lot of people, they get to this time of the year and it's all about adding. It's about, what do I want out of next year? What do I want to do? What do I want to do more of next year? And we don't think of, like, you're already overwhelmed.
Right.
You're already struggling in life. Like, you're getting to the end of this year, and some people have only just gotten through this year. Yeah. And so it's like you're just trying to add more things into your life. Like, that's going to be a recipe for disaster unless you take away some things. So I think that's a massive point about reflecting on, why didn't I hit the goals last year? What got in the way? What stopped me? Was it that you didn't have a execution system like we're going through today? Yeah. And you just wrote the goal and that was it? Because I know that that's why I failed a few years, where I write the goals in January and then I don't look at them again. And that's the first mistake I make.
I love that point when you're talking about overwhelm, because even me, I've written down, I've made my vision board, I've done all the steps to achieve my goals. And even I felt overwhelmed the other day looking at everyone's end of year wrapped videos, all the highlights, everything everyone else wants to achieve. I want to remind you that right now, if you've written your goals or you're in the process of writing your goals for this year, don't compare to anyone. If I have 20 goals I want to achieve this year and you have 1, that's great. Focus on that one goal that you want to achieve. It doesn't have to be 50,000 goals.
I'd say they're almost more likely to do it too.
Exactly, right.
Definitely one of the biggest mistakes I've done in the past is writing 20 goals for 2020 or 23 goals for 2023.
I've been there before.
Yeah. Where now I literally keep it super simple. I go, okay, professional, and then I got personal. And I like to set 3 personal goals maximum. Less is best. Yeah. And then 3 professional goals. And that's it.
Actually, you have a really good way of looking at your goals, of what's the lifestyle you want to live and what are the goals that are going to help you live that lifestyle. I love how you do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on that one?
Definitely. Yeah. So another thing with those goals is don't just look at, like when you're creating a vision board, don't just put on there the things that you want to achieve or the cars you want to have or those type of things, but start to put what are the things that it's going to allow me to do in my life. So if it's, to earn, a certain financial goal, what's that going to allow you to achieve? Like, why do you want that financial goal? So I find that putting those things down, it just allows you to really feel it a little bit more, to understand, okay, this is why I want to achieve those things.
Yeah, I love that.
But now step 2, I find that a lot of people...
Whoa. I'm still on step 1. I have 3 points left. Don't rush me. Second point of my step 1 is setting your categories. So like, for example, for me, I know you were talking about personal business goals. Like I usually set work goals very specifically. I set personal goals, but then I think of other key areas in my life. You could look at the 5 Fs and choose areas in there. But I was like, okay, this year I have, social media goals that I want to achieve. I have our family goals that we want to achieve. And I'm very vocal about those because it's very obvious that we want to have children. And I think it's so good putting it out there and just starting that conversation. So I have very specific goals in those 4 areas. Now you could choose one area of your life that you're like, well, I have not been prioritizing this for the last few years and I want to make a change. And if you've been really struggling in an area in your life, make it the only area you set a goal in this year. And until you achieve that goal, wow, I'm already stuttering, that goal, then you can move on to other areas. But I set 4 areas because I know I can handle that after many years of setting goals. But if you're just starting off, set one area of your life, a health goal, a personal goal, whatever it is, and start there. And I like to ask myself this question: what would I want to achieve if I knew I couldn't fail? That question really opens up my mind to think of the possibilities, because usually when I'm setting goals, sometimes my brain can go into this, shutdown mode where it's like, no, that's not possible. Who do you think you are? Where if I start to think of, if I was just dreaming and I knew if I clicked my fingers, I could achieve that, what would I want to achieve? It makes me think differently. So definitely ask yourself that question when you're going into those areas. And I think, do you want me to go into the why or... I'm going into it, yes. So another key point of setting your goals in step 1 is really having a strong why behind why you want to achieve those goals. You can't just say, hey, I want to save $20,000 this year. Why do you want to save $20,000? It has to be a strong reason that's going to keep you working on the days where you don't feel motivated. For example, we tell our clients, you can't just say, I want to lift a certain weight. I want to lose 10 kilos. Why? Do you want to lose 10 kilos so you're a mum who can actually be active with your kids? Do you want to lose weight so you can feel healthy enough and confident enough to go date someone? Whatever it is, you have to have a strong why behind it. Otherwise, the days that you don't feel like doing the habits to achieve that goal, you're not going to do it. So a strong why is really, really important.
Yeah, it's hard to make sacrifices when you don't have a better vision that you're working towards, a strong why, then it's hard to sacrifice in the short term for the long-term vision. If you're like, I don't really want the long-term vision though.
Yeah, I've been really vocal recently on my social media about the why behind my training and my eating, and every habit I'm doing right now is to have a healthy pregnancy. And I know a lot of people may not think about that, and that's completely fine. But for me personally, the thing that gets me out of bed on the days that I don't want to get up is, this training session is building a strong framework to be pregnant one day. This mango over having chocolate is nourishing my body more to support a healthy pregnancy in the future. It's really, really strong. And it's something that I really encourage you to do, to set a very, very strong why behind these goals. Step 2, Janusz.
Step 2.
While I have a drink and take a deep breath.
Yeah, now that first part is, I'd say, the part that you've probably already done. That's where everybody goes. That's what everyone does. But step 2, is to then phrase each of those goals. So just work on one at a time and just write it down as a question. So I find that when you write your goal down as a question, it automatically starts to trigger something in your brain to start to solve the question, because our brain doesn't like unanswered questions. So if your goal is to lose 20 kilos this year, then write down on your piece of paper, how can I lose 20 kilos this year?
Yep.
And then start to list under that what you can do to actually achieve that goal. And you do that for each of your goals. So then you write your next financial goal, if you have a financial goal. You write down, how can I increase my revenue by an extra $500 per week? Then you start to answer those questions. And then it doesn't always have to be tasks that you need to do. It could also be who can help me achieve that goal. So for each of your goals, it might be like, okay, if you have a business, can you get a business coach? And they can help you do that. If it's a specific thing that you need to start, it's like, okay, for example, this podcast, I had many talkings with my friend Stephen Cadlick to help figure out.
Shout out, Stephen.
Yeah, shout out to you, Stephen, to figure out how to get all this together.
Yeah.
And it's just a very quick way to achieve a goal is like, okay, if you don't even have to do it, can you get somebody else to do it? Can you delegate it? Or if it's a fitness goal and you have no idea how to lose 20 kilos sustainably or how to build muscle or whatever your goals are, can you ask who can help me to achieve this so that I can get a game plan that I can trust, that I know is going to get me to that result in a very time efficient manner?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's an important thing to focus on. I know for myself, I never want to take advice from people who haven't walked down the road that I want to walk down. I always want to be learning from someone who has achieved the goal that I want to achieve, because they can teach me ways to get there faster. They can tell me their mistakes and go, don't do this instead. And that's how we look at things as well, like with our clients. We teach them ways from where we've learned along our journey to getting to where we wanted to get to. So if I'm trying to financially increase our finances, whatever it is, I'm always thinking, okay, I'm not going to go ask advice from someone who's broke. I'm going to ask advice from someone who's investing, who's really succeeding in business, whatever it is. So always talk to someone who is above you and not someone who hasn't been there before. I love that point.
Yeah, no, it's a massive point. But that's really the next step, is to just take all of those goals that you've put on your vision board or your list and just write each one down as a question, and then under each one start to create your execution plan of what do you need to do to achieve those goals. And if you don't know how to achieve it, who can you speak to help you achieve those goals? The next thing after that is then to put down next to each of those action steps that you've written down when you're going to do those action steps. So if you've written down weekly habits, then you might want to be like, okay, these things I got to do each week or each day to do those things. Or if it's a goal that's like a task that needs to be done, for example, for if you're building something, you might need to think of like, okay, I need to do that task by the end of this month, and then you put that due date there. So now you've got due dates for when all these things are done, need to be done by, and then you've also got written next to each of your habits when you're going to do those habits. So even if you're just going to do it daily, it's like, okay, but when are you going to do that in a day? So for example, if you're trying to lose weight, you might want to weigh in each morning. When are you going to do that? So you want to say, just like I just said, in the morning, each morning. Then you might want to be like, okay, I'm going to work out every day. Okay, but when are you going to work out each day? And so that's where you want to then open up your schedule and schedule when you're going to do all of those things. So now you don't actually have to look at your goals anymore, because you've just had your goals, you've written them down on a piece of paper, you've written down an action plan of how to achieve each of those goals, and now you're then taking it to your calendar so you can execute it on a day-to-day basis without even having to look at your goals anymore. If you just follow your calendar now, then you're going to get where you want to be.
Yeah, we're calendar people over here. But that really leads into step 4 really well, and it is setting those due dates. And I think about back in school where we had assignments due on a certain time. We had to get homework done, and I don't know about anyone else, but I was a goody two-shoes, and I had my assignments done like a week early because I was scared to get in trouble. Where Janusz would focus more on the adrenaline of the night before, getting it done, but you would still get it done because you're like, well, it's due tomorrow. Now with all of our goals, no one is telling us in our everyday life, you have to get things done by a certain time. And there's that drive to do things isn't there anymore. And I like to tell my clients this sometimes when they want a certain goal they want to achieve. It's like, okay, what date do we want to achieve this goal by? And like you were saying before, what are the habits we need to do to get there? But when you have a certain date in your calendar, that's when you want to achieve it. I like to look at it as, when you're working and your boss is like, hey, this is a deadline for this task that I want you to get it done by, you will get it done because your boss needs it done by that time and you don't want to get fired. I want you to put those deadlines in your calendar on the same priority as your boss telling you need to get it done by a certain time. And that's what Janusz and I do, is we share our goals and our visions for business, personal life, whatever our goals are in the gym. We talk about them. We set the times throughout the year where we want to achieve them, and we make sure they are done by that time. But we also check in with each other. We have check-in little marks throughout the year where we're like, okay, and they're in our calendar where we go, how are we progressing with this goal? Are we actually putting the work in or are we just saying that we're doing things and just posting on social media that we're, succeeding so well, but we're really not doing the work behind the scenes? I think that's really important.
Yeah, it's huge. And having like accountability partners, because it's one of those things where when you're self-employed, you are your own boss. So you are holding yourself accountable. But for you guys who have got goals for your physique, for your body, you're the boss of your body. So then you're trying to hold yourself accountable. So that's where self-accountability is great and it takes discipline and you can build that over time. But just adding that extra safety layer of having somebody else to hold you accountable can just take things to the next level, where it's like if we were trying to run our business. Luckily, we have a partnership here.
Yeah.
Where we can hold each other accountable.
Our accountability partners.
That's it. But if you're not married and you've got your own business, that's where you can have other business owners you might want to network with to share your goals with them and just to keep each other accountable for those tasks. Or if it's coming to your fitness, then that's why you get coaches, because we help you, number one, lay out this plan for you.
Yes.
But then we most importantly hold you accountable to it and help tailor it to your lifestyle to make sure that you're getting the results you want. And if you're not, we change the plan. We hold you accountable. We make sure that you get there.
Yeah, and that's a key point, is making sure your accountability partner is actually going to challenge you and not just be like, oh, that's okay, you were tired. No, you need to make sure there's someone who, first of all, actually wants you to succeed, because deep down, sometimes there are people, obviously, that don't want you to succeed, which is very sad, but that's okay. That is life. We want you to choose someone who wants the best for you, who celebrates you when you succeed, who are there for you when you don't succeed. But also the person, when they see you being lazy or not following up on your due dates in your calendar, they're going to challenge you. And that's what we're like with our clients. We love our clients. If you're watching this as our client, you know that we support you 100% and we're very open to, things happening in life, and that's completely fine. But when we see that you're, making excuses, not living up to the potential that we see for you, we're going to hold you accountable. And that's the person that you need. Like, I don't like when Janusz says to me that I'm being lazy or I'm making excuses or that I have a victim mentality, but I know it's all true. The reason I don't like it is because I know he's being honest. And down the track, when I finally achieve my goal, I'm so grateful that I have him, and I'm so grateful that he challenged me. And now that I have this on camera, he's going to know that I am really grateful for it. Because it allows you to achieve your goals. We all have moments where we fall short. We don't believe in ourselves. So you need someone, whether it's someone, a group of people, whoever it is, someone who's actually going to hold you accountable and believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
No, I absolutely love that. And it is one of those things where, especially in today's culture, I feel like that is missing a little bit, where now people are getting, spoken to softly and just, pandering to each other's
careful, don't offend
feelings,
them.
making sure that you're not hurting people, which is great. We want to be, always conscious and kind to people and loving to people. But loving somebody isn't always just affirming them in going down the wrong path. And if you see that somebody isn't living up to the standard that they should be living up to, or that they know that they can live up to, and especially if they've told you what goals they're trying to achieve, if they've told you what they're trying to commit to over the next 30 days, 90 days, if they've told you what their New Year's resolutions are, it's actually more loving to hold people to the higher versions of themselves that they've set and they've expressed to you, and to ask them how they're going with things and to just help them, and to, give them those harsh,
little
loving
nudges.
Yeah, little loving nudges
lazy.
that we all need.
Actually, that really reminds me of, I'm so grateful to my mum, because she never let any of us not follow through on things that we committed to. So if we signed up for a season of netball and we're like, Mum, we don't want to go. It's so hard. It's so, there's so much pressure on us. She's like, yeah, that's okay. But you've committed to a whole season. So once the season's over, you can reevaluate whether you want to go again. Or if we weren't showing up in the best way possible, like we weren't getting our homework done, she's like, nope, you can't go to netball training if you don't get this done as well. Like, she always held us accountable. And I think she was my first accountability partner that really set me up for success, to be like, oh, like, to succeed, to do all these things, you need someone who's going to push you when you want to be lazy, when you fall short a little bit. So shout out to Randell, because you really got me here.
Randall is her mum's name.
Oh, that's my mum.
Well, actually, it's not her mum's name.
What?
It's her nickname.
Oh, it's a nickname. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Her name's Rosina.
We love you, Rosina. I think that's really important is all the key points we've spoken about today. I know it seems like, oh, just relax, set a goal, just do it. Yeah, that's great. But if you can look back at all your goals for the last few years and you haven't achieved them, then these steps are really going to help you.
Yeah, you're missing in the execution system.
Yeah, just get it done. Have you seen that video? What's that guy that goes, just do it?
The Transformers guy.
Yeah, just do it. Like, that's what I'm screaming. That's what we're both screaming at you right now. But we're screaming at you through these steps. That is us saying, just do it, because we are just doing it. We are doing this podcast. We are really hoping to come to you every Monday with this podcast and just put it out there. And now that I've said it on the podcast, we have to do it.
And we're just going to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So send us your questions. Send us anything you want us to flesh out, whether it's fitness related, whether it's lifestyle.
Yes.
We want to know what you want to know. Right, so we can help serve you. Let us know what we've done wrong with our setup.
Yeah, I really hope this has recorded. If you're listening to this, that it's actually worked, which is awesome. And
I've been moving my mouse every now and then to hope that it does. It goes to sleep, my laptop, and I'm like, I hope it's not interrupting anything.
And if you're listening to this, we've learnt how to get this sound into Spotify. So that's going to be really fun for tonight. But yeah, this podcast, we have so many ideas. We have so many different guests that we want to get on this podcast as well. There's so many different topics. Sometimes we'll have individual episodes as well related to female and male topics, which I'm so excited about. And I'll probably have to put a time limit on myself because I can speak all day. But I was thinking about this before. If you feel like you're one of those people that, you feel like you're meant for more. I don't know about you, but I feel this always where I'm like, there's something out there more for me in this life. It's not just about settling. It's about achieving more than society sets for us. This podcast is really for you, and we're going to teach you how to live that ProBody lifestyle. Wow, that was a really good close. Should we just close there?
I think so. I might review the steps for everyone.
Review it and then close right there.
Yeah. So step 1, you've probably already done it. Make sure you set your goals. Step 2, write those goals down. And then underneath each of those goals, write down how you're going to achieve each of those goals. Then set a due date or when you're going to do each of those habits or goals that you've written down, or action tasks, I should say. And then the last thing is to take all of those things and then to schedule them into your calendar so you no longer need to look at your goals anymore. Like, keep it there obviously for motivation, to keep you encouraged, to keep you, your eye on the ball of what you're trying to achieve. But you should be able to just follow your calendar and achieve your goals. Like, I should be able to open up your calendar and see what you're working towards. If I open up your calendar and I can't see any workouts scheduled for next week, I can't see when you're going to do your meal prep or when you're going to go grocery shopping, then I can't see what you're working towards. I should be able to open your calendar and see you prioritizing the things that you want to achieve this year.
Yeah. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. If you aren't living by a calendar, and I'm not saying you have to live every second by your calendar, but put things in there.
I do.
Yeah, we literally do. I'm like, now is time to relax.
People are like, but when do you relax if your calendar's crazy?
From 3 to 3:45,
I'm like,
I will relax today.
I've scheduled my relax time. I don't do anything.
Talk to Janos from 4 to 4:15. We're crazy, but it works. And that's how we achieve all of our goals. And that's how we make sure we actually achieve our vision board goals, because all the habits and steps that Janos was talking about before are in the calendar. And guess what? If they don't fit in your calendar, that's how you know you need to get rid of things like doom scrolling or, watching too much Netflix out of your calendar to fit these new things in. So yeah, that was a really good overview that you just did.
And this is why you're not successful. So many of you prioritize and will drop anything to help somebody else out.
Yeah.
And you will rock up to appointments and things that are in your calendar for other people. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to your life, you're not loving yourself. You're letting everybody else walk all over you. Everybody else's goals and dreams.
Pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah, so this is where a calendar is actually your way of prioritizing your goals and yourself, where you're blocking out time to be like, oh, sorry, I can't catch up on that day at that time because I've already scheduled. I'm busy. I've got an appointment.
My friends know, even my
myself.
family know this, that I'll answer you after 5 p.m. Like my clients, I answer them at certain times throughout the day in my time blocking. I answer my friends and family at certain times. I'll hang out with Janos at certain times. Yes, we work together at home, but people think, oh, you must hang out all day. No, we have certain times where we're like, this is focus work time. We are so dedicated to both of us succeeding that we will honor each other's calendars. So the calendar is so important. So make sure this year you're really utilizing it. Do those joint calendar things. Like Janusz and I have a joint calendar where I can see when he's in focus mode, when I'm in focus mode, when he's in relaxed mode, I'm in relaxed mode, and then we'll hang out together. So it's just really important to like plan your life so your life doesn't plan you. Does that make sense?
Well, it's just
that kind of made sense in my head.
It's how you get your goals and you make it reality.
Yes.
Right. It's where you take your vision board and then you put it into reality by putting it into your calendar so you can actually achieve it.
Yeah.
So if you just take one thing from this episode and you just start using your calendar, if you're somebody who doesn't use a calendar, that will change your life this year because you will be prioritizing yourself in ways that you just haven't been able to do in the past few years. And I always need to get better with it too. I sometimes slip with how I use my calendar. Like obviously because we have clients, we schedule all of our clients. So that makes me use it. But then for myself, sometimes I don't schedule my workouts and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'll just do it when I have time. And
I'm so strict.
You just don't have time.
Yeah. I think that's actually a really good episode we can do is how we actually structure our calendar, our to-do lists, and just make sure that everything is in there color coded. Like we have a very specific way, I know I do, with how we do it. And that's how we succeed every single week. And sometimes when I show friends my calendar, they're like, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. I want to learn how to do that. So I'm like, oh, do people not do this? So I think that's a really good episode we can do separately from this episode.
Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I know we talked a little bit, we rambled on.
37 minutes. We're doing well. We're doing well.
We're going to get better at being more condensed. And I wasn't really reading too many notes, to be honest. I need to change the screen so it doesn't keep sleeping every 5 minutes.
Yeah, my writing was so small. I'm like, why did I write a paragraph? I need to dot point these things. So we're going to get better. We're very excited for this podcast. Let us know what you want to hear from this podcast. Yeah. And Janusz, give us one little a line to go out with in this podcast. Give us some motivation.
Wow, way to put the pressure
on. Yeah, I know.
Well, the thing I like to live by is plan tomorrow today.
Oh,
right. So don't end a single day without planning tomorrow's calendar.
That's true. We do that really well. We do our power list.
Plan tomorrow today. Now, if any of you guys need help, if you want to make this year a year where you transform, where you change your lifestyle and you have a complete overhaul and you want people to hold you accountable, that's exactly what me and Mel specialize in.
That's our job.
And we're not comp prep coaches. We don't help people get stage ready to lose weight and get shredded to go on a bodybuilding stage. What we really specialize in is helping people with like sustainable lifestyle change. So you'll see a lot of our clients, they lose a lot of weight, but then they keep it off because we're not trying to get them prepped in an aggressive way for, a competition or anything like that. So if you're somebody who wants lifestyle change this year, who wants to lose the weight and keep it off and learn how to live a lean lifestyle, learn how to build some of these really good habits and have coaches who love you and keep you accountable every step of the way, then you can apply to work with us. We've got limited spots because, it's just me and Mel. But you can go to probodylifestyle.com/apply. I'll put this in the show notes as well. Show notes.
Wow, we sound so legit right now.
Yep. But through that link, you can apply, fill out the form. It'll just give us a bit of a background of who you are, what your goals are, what you want to achieve, and just some questions prompting you about what has held you back in the past. So then we can jump on a call with you and just really talk through what coaching with us could look like. And if we can help you, then we can work with you. But make sure you get into it quick because this time of the year, everybody has New Year's goals. Everybody wants to work with us.
I'm excited. I love January because so many new people come into our ProBody family. And I think about last January, all the people that we had apply then are the clients that we still have now that we're so close with. And they've made such big change this year or last year now. It's just so exciting to see, what's this year going to look like for us?
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
If you are looking for a coach and you want to make this year your year, go to this link
Look
very
no
quickly.
further.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off.
Don't miss out because, like I said, this isn't fake scarcity. We literally are a two-man team or a two-person team, I should say. So we actually have limited spots available. And go to probodylifestyle.com/apply, and then that's where you can fill out that form. Make sure you answer it well. Don't just do like single line answers.
Yeah, we love reading paragraphs. We want to know you. We want to know what's going on.
Because we don't take everybody on board. Like we always like to make sure, and that's partly why we have the discovery call at the start as well, is to make sure that you're ready for lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And that you
make sure that
we're
we're a
the right
good team
coaches for you.
together. Yeah, we're a team. Like us working with our clients, it's a team, it's teamwork. So all of our clients right now are like, wow, we were chosen, because we really want to make sure that we can get you those results. So the more in-depth details that you give us in those forms, the better, because we'll tell you if we're not the type of coach for you. So we really want to help you. We want to change your life. And that's why we're called ProBody Lifestyle, because we are all about how fitness and health can change your entire lifestyle. Oh, we should end right there.
We will. Well, let's get this finished up, and let's get this edited, and hopefully we can get this out there and onto the internet as long as we did everything correctly.
Yep.
So
see you for the next episode, guys.
We'll see you next time.